who's coming out on top. So with that, that would be this. So we've seen this on ESPN, and um, they posted about it, and Team USA versus the '92 Dream Team. So we wanted to jump in and give our thoughts on it real quick. Who's coming out on top of this? So I would jump and say, out of all of these players, Larry Bird and LeBron James, they're going to cancel each other out. I think Bird might get under Bron's skin a little bit the way how Bird plays, but Bron is still going to do what he do. Uh, Scottie Pippen can definitely hold his own with Kevin Durant.
That's a toss up to me. That is a toss up to me, just because of how elusive of a scorer Kevin Durant is at his size. I mean, like you think
Well, yeah,
about
we're
it.
not saying
I
totally stop him. I'm just saying he can hold his
yeah,
own.
I think he could. That the problem is that guys in 2024, even with this retirement home of a team of like a 35 plus year old Steph Curry, 35 plus year old LeBron, 35 plus year old KD, um, Devin Booker's almost touching 30, Joel Embiid is almost touching 30. Um, in 92, you got all five of those guys at their primes, the prime of their career, all five of those guys. Team USA in 2024 was more of a retirement home, but it doesn't go without saying that they were still playing in the fastest era of National Basketball Association. Right now, this era of the NBA makes a 1997 seconds team look like a snail race. And that's what we're seeing right now. I I struggle to think that Scottie Pippen would be able to hold down Kevin Durant most of, if not an entire 7 game series. I struggle to believe that because the way the human body recovers now and the way the human body, especially superhuman athletes in the NBA, can move now compared to 30 years ago, I find it hard to think that this 92 team could take them in a 7 game series. I think they would, but that's just off of name value alone.
Well, if we playing in this era, you got to think they get the same. They get the same kind of treatment too. So they might end up being a little faster as well.
Well, yeah, that is true. I mean, there's a lot of hypotheticals here, right?
Yeah.
But just taking guys one on one, I think LeBron clears Larry Bird. I'm sorry, I think he does. Um, Kevin Durant will take over Scotty.
Devin
Joel Embiid.
Booker and Michael
Oh,
Jordan. That's
Devin
not
Booker might as well sit the bench.
Michael
Devin
Jordan
might
will
as well
average
sit the
40 in
bench.
that series.
Yeah. Magic. I'm also taking over Steph. Simply defensively,
Mm-hmm.
Magic Johnson could guard all five positions. Stephen Curry does not play defense. Curry's still going to get his 15 to 20 out of that game, but Magic can play all five spots, guard them all just as efficiently, and he's quick and elusive. I'm taking Magic over Curry. Um, Chuck and Embiid, I don't know. Embiid's got the height over
Good
Chuck.
question.
Embiid's got the height over Chuck, but Chuck was the round mound of rebound. It didn't matter who he was up against. He was getting that ball. He was getting that board. It was a mentality of, if I don't get this rebound right now, everyone I love dies and I suck at basketball. Like that's the mentality he went into basically every single game with, is go get that board. If someone else gets that board, I'm a failure to my team, right? So
He was playing with Shaq
it,
too.
exactly, yeah. So I don't know. It's a toss up, but I think it would go all the way to 7. I'll tell you that much.
I'd say 92 and 6.
Really?
Yeah, I would say 92 and
Okay.
6 because Jordan averaging 40 is a big difference with Devin Booker not being able to score much on Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not even talking about the bench with Malone, Robinson, and those guys coming off the bench.
Well,
Ewing.
2024, they had a dude. Jason Tatum was their 15th man in 2024. Think about that. He was their 15th guy off the bench. Jason Tatum. As much as I don't like Jason Tatum as a fan, that's impressive for a team to have Jason Tatum be their reserve. Their very last reserve off the bench. And that includes Nigel Hayes, Davis, and Michael Potter too. Those
Yeah,
guys were on
John
Team USA.
Stockton too.
Yeah, that the
John
Dream Team was
John Stockton
outstanding.
with Drew Holiday trying to guard him. That's a recipe for disaster. John Stockton is going to average 12 assists.
Yeah,
You got Chris
Chris
Mullin.
Middleton. Yeah, Chris Mullin.
You got Drexler. We didn't even say Malone yet. Like all of those guys are Hall
Very
of Famers.
very deep
Besides, I think
roster.
Christian Laettner.
Oh yeah, Christian Laettner though he's famous for other reasons from being at Duke. But yeah,
Who's
that
the coach?
of the '92 team.
Who would be the coach for the Team USA? Because Steve Kerr. We make Steve Kerr the 2024 coach. I mean,
Yeah,
Krzyzewski would be over there with the Dream Team. He was a part of their coaching staff.
Yeah, it's Kerr, the coach of the currently. Chuck Daly was the coach in the '92 Dream Team. He was the Detroit Pistons head coach.
Yep, he came in with that kind of bad boys mentality as well. So they already playing with a bad boy edge.
Mm-hmm.
So
Patrick Ewing was on that team as well too. Yep. Don't forget that.
Ewing, David Robinson, Mullen, even Christian Laettner, who's at the end of the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
hey,
that's probably the greatest team we'll probably ever see.
2024 had AD still too.
Yeah,
off the bench.
Besides 2024, so 2024
Anthony Edwards.
They call that the Avengers.
Yeah, they were the Avengers.
But 2020 or 92, when you get called the Dream Team, that's literally a different kind of breed. Like, that's a different breed. Like,
dude, that coaching staff though, Kerr, Mark Few, Tyronn Lue, Eric Spoelstra. I mean, come on, man. For the best in the game.
Now, yeah. You look at
for the best in the game. Gonzaga. Mark Few made Gonzaga a basketball powerhouse and nothing else. Ty Lue, say what you want about Ty Lue. He has taken many a bad Cavs team to the playoffs, won a ring with the Cavs, and has now found success with the Clippers again. And then there's Spo, arguably one of the best coaches of our time. And then Steve Kerr, same thing, one of the best coaches of our time. That great coaching staff.
When you look at the Dream Team and their coach, they have the coach as an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. He's called the coach, and he's an assistant. So that means the head coach is even greater. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't like the Dream Team really need. Well, they just had to have a coaching staff in place, but it ain't like the Dream Team didn't know what was going on. But I'm sorry, I got the Dream Team in 6. I mean, I love today's era of basketball. I love it. But
it certainly is a debate. It certainly is a debate. I don't know. It really, I think it really just comes down to who's the GOAT between LeBron and MJ. I think that's really what it comes down to. Is whoever you think your GOAT is, that's who you probably have winning.
Who's guarding Michael Jordan? Devin Booker? Yeah. Good luck with that. He's average.
Well, that's just based on how they have it set up. I think that they would move some things around. Maybe some guy like they would do some different adjustments. Maybe make a lineup change too off the bench, different guys off the bench. But
we got to go with what we saw though.
That's true. That's true.
2024 teams versus ours versus 92.
Mm-hmm.
So who guarded Jordan, it would have to be either Kevin Durant, LeBron James, or
Magic. Or no, Magic's on this team. I'm goofy. Yeah, it's the lesser of 3 evils there.
And then Devin Booker. So you would probably
I don't know. I feel like
Bron on MJ. So that means you having Larry Bird get guarded by Devin Booker.
Larry Bird guarded by KD. Because Larry Bird was KD before KD was cool, right? He's a very similar play style, very similar shot selections. I mean, that's what Larry Bird was.
So Devin Booker will guard Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen's not. He's going to be the 5th option on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's the mentality here. Plus, I mean, Scottie Pippen was what, 6'8"? And Devin Booker's 6'7", 6'6". It's similar heights. So I mean, that's unless Devin Booker's a shorter guy in the league. Devin Booker height
What is Devin Booker? I thought he was like 6.
6'6".
Yeah.
He's 6'6". So that's, you could do it. You know Devin Booker on Scottie. Scottie's gonna be the 4th, 5th option. You need Devin Booker to just make sure he's not in the paint. That's really all you need to do. And then you have to hope that Devin Booker can box him out for a rebound. Because Scottie's going to go get that board. Scotty's going to go get that board.
Defensively, Booker ain't scoring.
No.
So it's like,
that's fine. You got Bron, you got Curry, you got KD.
Kevin Durant
holds down the paint. Yeah. Well, and matchup wise, yeah. I don't know if he's guarding Larry Bird, but matchup wise, yeah, I'd put him against Larry Bird.
Larry Bird averaging 25 or 30 in that series. I mean, because what made me know how great Larry Bird was when my dad showed me a clip, and he was like, he told the whole team, "That's my spot. I'm gonna hit the game when I'm gonna hit the shot right here." And he talked so much trash. Oh my gosh, he would get in my skin so bad. But he said, "I'm gonna hit this shot right here." Told the coach, the bench, all the starting fight. He's like, "Hey, all y'all, I'm gonna hit that shot right there." So what do? They come out and they face and guard him at that spot. Bro just casually just rises and nets. That's all I had to see. I was like, that's enough for me. Because in today's game, we don't have that kind of confidence where I know, hey, I'm gonna go hit this. I'm gonna hit that spot right. I'm gonna hit it right there, and actually back it up. Man, I'm telling you, it's
yeah, I really don't have that in today's league. It's everyone's like a buddy now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The dream team.
There's no real player versus player rivalries. Like that, everyone goes and works out with each other in the off season. It's on one hand, it's a good thing. It's like that, right? I mean, you can't complain about having like a brotherhood for a league, right? I think it's a good thing. It improves chemistry around the league. There's less fights around the league. There's less, like on-court scuffling. There's less, there's more basketball being played. However, you don't get heated rivalries anymore.
You don't get rivalries.
The most heat we had all season. Yeah, the most heat we had all season was Giannis and Tyrese Halliburton's dad. Like that's the most heat we had all season. A couple years ago, we had a little thing with Isaiah Stewart having to get restrained by the entire Pistons coaching staff for going after, who was he going after? Anthony Davis? Or who was that against? It was Isaiah Stewart.
Westbrook. Yeah, Westbrook. Pistons, Isaiah Stewart. Yeah, it was Westbrook when he was on the Lakers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so they had to hold back Isaiah Stewart. But after that, we never got to see any more Lakers-Pistons like matchups. Granted, the Pistons were terrible at the time, but we never got to see any other like matchups or any like marketing for, remember what happened the last time these two teams faced off against each other? And there's no clips of Isaiah Stewart getting restrained by 7 guys, and then Russell Westbrook dunking on somebody. Like, we didn't get to see that. Back in the day, it was Larry Bird and MJ, and it was the Celtics and the Lakers, and then eventually it turned into MJ versus the world. And we didn't get to see that anymore. Like, Patrick Ewing, I forgot who he hated so much, but there was a team that he didn't really like.
I don't think he liked the Bulls. Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so Knicks Bulls was a rivalry. The Pistons, the bad boy Pistons. There's no bad boy Pistons anymore. There's no shit talking in the league anymore. And I don't know how much I enjoy that, because it, like we've been talking about the last few months here, the product is starting to die. And it's like speed running it too. It's not just like slowly dying off. That started back in like the early 2000s, or not the late 2000s, early 2010s was really when that started. When LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh joined up to play on the Heat, and everyone's like, well, the Heat are going to win the next 12 championships, right? So that's when the product started to die, and that's when the super team era kicked off. Kevin Durant goes to the Warriors. We had the same finals 4 years in a row. That's probably the closest we've had to a rivalry in the NBA in years. Was Cavs Warriors, which is good, but at the same time, viewership dropped off. And then as things kept going, like contracts and free agency started to get worse and worse. The league tried to jump in and say, hey, we're introducing this apron system to try and increase league parity. And we're at a point where league parity is at an all-time high, but the league is still dying. So that wasn't the problem. They still got to figure out what the problem was. They still got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good debate. Dream Team versus the Avengers. That'd be definitely something to talk about for years and years to come.